What's good, y'all? I'm Nick,
I'm Batman.
and we just saw The Flash. Before we say what's real, please like, comment, and subscribe to us, y'all, all right?
Or I'm going to come to your house,
And do what?
mess you up.
All right, so look, The Flash, I love him. Watched him when I was growing up. And I also watched The Flash on CW. If you didn't watch that, I'm afraid you're going to have to do a little research to kind of fully understand this movie. But I really enjoy it. I love it. The action was on point. Like, by far the best Batman stuff I have seen in a while. Like, the way they did Batman Justice in this one, I was like, wow. I was so hyped for it. I love that part. Obviously, he's dressed as Batman, so I guarantee you he's going to love that.
That's right. And I don't know which Batman I want to be. Do I want to be Ben Affleck? Do I want to be a 70-year-old Michael Keaton? Or do I want to be George Clooney? But I can tell you this. I love this movie. I really, really love this movie from beginning to end. It was amazing, like you said, with the action. The action was amazing.
God,
it was so good. The story was pulling at my heartstrings. I just love the story of what he would go to just to be with his mom again. You know what I'm saying? But the storyline with both Batmans telling him that you don't do it because you have to go through a tragedy. That is what is your story. You have to go through it, and if you do that, it can change the whole timeline, everything that's going on. I just thought that the whole story was great. I thought having two Flashes, their relationship was cool. Seeing how immature an 18-year-old could be. I think we forget about how immature that we are at that age, right? But you start to remember, like, you can see the age difference, the maturity level between the two, right?
How old was that Barry?
The
normal one.
The normal one? I would assume he had to be like, because he was like, now he's like working. I would assume he's probably between 25, like 25.
Okay. So one of the best lines in the movie, and I haven't been hit like this. This is what I look for in movies. But Bruce Wayne said, don't live in the past, live in the present. And that was such a valuable line. I was like, wow, that hit me. And that honestly tugged at my heartstring for this movie. And I was like, wow, I love this movie. Because there was so many lessons in this movie. You just had to keep moving forward. Run and Barry, run. That's the normal like theme for his life. Run, Barry, run, don't stop. So that was awesome. And I do love the movie, but I have like a few gripes. Obviously, if you take somebody who doesn't know anything about the Flash, this isn't an introduction movie. It's not like you're gonna say, hey, you're gonna sit down the person and say, hey, this is the Flash and this is how he gets his powers, etc. So they tell you, but they tell you in a way where it's just like, just speed it up. The thing I do enjoy about that, if you have seen the Flash and you know like the backstory, it's not something you've seen through already. So it's like it's a give and take. Obviously, if you love it, you're gonna already know the story. If you don't know it, you be kind of lost a little bit. That's my only gripe. Outside of that, like I said, the action was crazy. I love the CGI. CGI was fantastic as well. I don't know how I feel about the casting for
Supergirl?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
I don't know how I felt.
I thought her acting wasn't that great, to be honest. That was just me.
I'm not trying to shit on her, but I wasn't sure about that one. And Iris was cool, but so if you go into this, did you watch The Flash, like the whole thing, or you watched a little bit?
I watched a little bit. I know the gist of it.
So if you go into it with that mentality, you're going to be like expecting certain things to be like, kind of like how it was in the original show. But this is different. The phasing was on point though. Like, I really enjoyed all the display of his powers, especially like with the charge. That was dope. Him doing a tornado with the lightning, that was hard. Best action superhero movie all year. Am I right? I don't. What have we seen that was better?
Action wise, nothing. Ant-Man was average action. Well, I mean, at least live action, right?
Yeah, live action.
Miles Morales was great, but let's just stick to the live action. What else did we see? We saw Ant-Man. We just saw another one like a couple weeks ago. What did we see?
See, it's not. You don't remember it, so it's not a.
Yeah, I just remember that we saw it was definitely Marvel. It's not coming to me right now. Must not have been that great, huh?
Yeah. So definitely best live action superhero we've seen in a long time.
Definitely love the action, and I'm just so happy about it because it's like we haven't gotten a really good DC movie in a while.
Oh,
so it's like
God.
DC showing us this is making me think the future is bright for DC, right?
Nah.
And the storytelling is going to be really good too.
This is supposed to be like the last of everything else
Before we get the new direction,
the new stuff.
with James Gunn. Yeah.
And that's one of the things where it's like I felt like this was a treat. It was like something for the fans. If you love the Flash, like this is for you. Like they didn't make this to make sense. Obviously they didn't make it so you can have like a part 2, 3, 4, 5. This was literally something they said, hey, we're gonna give the Flash fans something they've been wanting, a Flash movie, and they did that shit justice. They gave us something. I really enjoyed that.
And I want y'all to see my face when I say this, okay? Ezra Miller, right? He had been through a lot of stuff. He had been a lot of controversies, a lot of bad things coming out in the news, a lot of things that he has messed up on. But I have to say, and I'm being honest, he's a great Flash. I don't want to see him replaced. I know the stuff he's done, but he is meant for this role. Like, he is literally built for this role. Like, him as Flash, to me, is perfect. You know, sometimes you find a role for you and it's just perfect for you. Ezra Miller is it as Flash. I have nothing negative to say about him as Flash. So it kind of sucks that he's done some stuff because it's like, man, he's so good as Flash.
Now, the thing that made the movie kicks off and my mouth drops because the opening scene with him having to go to this hospital and save it, and when the babies fall out of the building, bro, my mouth dropped because I was not expecting that. And that's what I love about DC. It's a little bit darker than Marvel. Like Marvel is lighthearted and, you know, family, save the world, but DC is willing to push. They're willing to push it. And that was so dope because it displayed his powers right out the rip.
They showed a scene with him vomiting.
Yes, bro. That
Marvel would never do anything like that.
No, they wouldn't. Now, you remember when Zod popped up?
Yes.
And he was like, hey, we told you to bring, you know, what we needed. Mm-hmm. You didn't. He dead instantly. Marvel does not do that, bro. And so Zod was just wrecking shit.
I love Right Through the Heart. Supergirl. Now, I will say that last little fight sequence. So here's my problem with it. I'm okay with Michael Keaton. That's like a 65, 70-year-old Batman. That's an older Batman. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with him dying against Kryptonians. Yeah. That makes sense to me. But I kind of felt like, damn, like Supergirl's supposed to be kind of on like the same level as Superman. She was going out pretty easy, honestly. That first time she went out wasn't pretty easy. Like she had them beat. They kept on showing it was always.
I don't think she was ever on the same level as Superman.
She has the same type of powers. I felt like I don't know. I didn't like that because it was kind of an introduction to her in this DC. Yeah. Obviously, she has her own show or whatever. There's a show for. But I'm saying for this, I didn't think it was a great introduction for her character. But if it's a one-off, like you said, I understand.
It's just something.
It's going to be a one-off.
Now, there was one more thing I didn't like, and it kind of annoyed me, but I just let it go. I didn't want to ruin the moment. But when he regained his powers, I did not like her taking him to the sky and get electrocuted. Because isn't the chemicals supposed to like?
I thought the same thing, that the chemicals with the lightning was supposed to do it, not her just taking them up there.
I didn't like that.
I think what it was supposed to be was they didn't get enough electricity. That's what my guess had to be. That he didn't get enough electricity. That had to be what it was.
I didn't want it to dampen the movie, so I let it go because once he got his powers. Man, when the
movie turned up.
Yeah, when they was teaming up, they did the hands. Man,
both of them as Flash turned up.
So, man, I'm really happy that we got this movie. I'm actually sad that they're not gonna have this Flash moving forward. I don't know what they're gonna do with the next Flash, but I'm actually satisfied with it. I actually left the movie theater satisfied, and that hasn't happened in a long time with superhero movies.
Yeah,
and I can appreciate that.
When I'm hungry for more, folks, that's a good sign. That is a great sign. One last thing, it's a little funny thing. Nicolas Cage as a Superman, bro. Hell no. I was not messing with that. What the hell, bro?
That was a comedy side. See, it wasn't no corny stuff in the movie. That was funny to me. It wasn't corny.
It was just like, what? I don't ever want to see that again type of shit.
But what's ratings? What you got?
I'm in the movie. I can't go any lower than a 9. I'm sorry. 9 out of 10. Obviously, that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't like having the same one, but 9. I can't go higher because of the lightning and the way it ends. The way it ends, it doesn't give any indication like this is a reboot. So that's a minus. I ain't hating. That's just real.
Yeah, in the closing credits, what's that with Aquaman?
It's a waste of time. Don't even stay and watch the end credits because it's pointless. So I'm taking off points for that. But anyway, that say was real.
And you'll see me when you see me.